Martinique Brown, and I am the owner and founder of Today I Want to Be. We are solving the problem of kids and youth not seeing someone who looks just like them in a variety of career fields. We are a career exploration resource for parents and educators, and through our interactive products and virtual interviews, kids and youth are able to see representation of their race and gender in career fields that they may not even know about. With every product we create, from our educational aids to our apparel and accessories, we are intentional about encouraging and helping kids and youth see that they can become anything they want to be. We are the only company who not only focuses on career exploration for kids and youth, but we also give them an opportunity to ask professionals about their careers every month during our free live virtual interviews as student co-hosts. If you are looking for a company that is dedicated to helping your child or student see that they can become anything they want to be, make sure you visit todayiwanttobe.com today. Calling all authors and publishers. Did you know Everything Authors has a free downloadable directory of platforms you can promote your book on? No longer will you have to search multiple places to market your book because you can find them here. Download your list today at everythingauthors.com/free-resources. That's everythingauthors.com/free-resources.
can be a social
I
worker.
can be a social
Yes, a
worker.
social worker.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Authors to Know and Their Books to Read. I'm your host, Martinique Brown. I'm so excited to have you guys tune into the show today. I'm really excited about our guest author today, Mercedes Special Brown. And she has written a book called Safe Talk Bible. Let me just say that again. Safe Talk Bible. So now, if you are tuning into the show, make sure you give us a virtual shout out. Make sure you go ahead and you post in the comment field. Let us know that you're tuning in. So now, if you're tuning in from any other page other than my page, Martinique Y Brown, or Mercedes page, or even our YouTube page, Everything Authors, make sure that you go to one of those three pages, and that's where you can actually post your questions and comments, because we like to have engagement. This is a show where I want you to talk to the author, ask the author questions as well. So now, if this is your first time ever tuning into the show, you're going to say to yourself, I'm telling you that Bartinique, she is a broken record. And you know why? Because I always tell people to go to the description box, because that's actually where you're going to find all of Mercedes' contact information. So now, when you're hearing Mercedes talk about her book, you might say to yourself, I'm telling you, it's close to Christmas. I want to buy this for somebody, or you want to just gift it to yourself. Make sure you go right there next to that dollar sign, and that's actually where you will find her purchasing link. And it will direct you to Amazon.com. So, also, throughout the show, you might want to stay in contact with Mercedes. You can definitely find her social media handles. She actually also has a YouTube channel as well, and that's also listed in the description box. So, Mercedes, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
You are welcome. Oh, one thing I forgot to tell you all, make sure you go ahead and share this video now so that more people know about Mercedes. So, Mercedes, can you just tell the viewers just a little bit more about yourself and how long you've been a published author?
Of course. So I am Mercedes Brown. I am born and raised in Roxbury, Massachusetts. I have been living in Atlanta, Georgia, on and off since about 2012.
Okay.
Um, I have a life coach certification and a bachelor's degree in mass communication, art, and criminal justice. And I'm a new author. And I'm
So,
quite
how
excited about that.
I know you are. Let me ask you this. Do you feel like writing your book was as difficult, or did you find it pretty easy when start to get in the groove of it?
I would say it was a little bit in the middle. So the journey for me, it was kind of nice to kind of just have this vision and have all these ideas in my head and
Hmm.
get it out on paper, which is not an easy process. And it takes a lot to be brave and
Yeah,
actually put your craft out there into the world so publicly, and also touch on things that are so big and touchy topics as far as mental health and, faith. Um, so the journey for me, it was kind of in the middle, but it was very good. I enjoyed it. It was really good to see like all of my ideas on paper and that people can actually connect with that.
definitely. So now, once you told other people that you were writing a book, how was their reaction to that?
The reaction was very, very positive. I got a lot of good feedback, a lot of people that were proud, and more so because, mental health like really needs to be talked about. And there's so much of us that go through mental health and we don't feel comfortable expressing ourselves, or, just being honest and open with people because fear of being judged or anything like that. So it was definitely a brave thing, and it's a very, very touchy topic.
Definitely. So now, why did you decide to name your book Safe Talk Bible?
So Safe Talk comes from the mental health venting space platform that I created. So
Mhm.
where anything that you are going through, you can come, and there are people who are having the same similar issues, and you get support and words of encouragement, and people actually listen to you. And we have lives, we have Zoom calls, we have YouTube series that you can actually come on and actually talk, and someone can hear you, and we all just kind of come together and see like, wow, like this is a viral thing, and you just have so much support. So that's where it comes from, where we call each other safers, because it's just a community and a venting space where it's just 100% support and love, and it's, non-judgmental, and you just be able to feel comfortable to be more open and express yourself around people that really want to see that, and that are proud of you and rooting for you and want you to be happy and positive.
Yeah. So do you actually, okay, because I just told the viewers that um, I have your Facebook page
Mhm.
as well as your Instagram and YouTube channel listed in the description box. If
Mhm.
somebody is interested in becoming a safer, being a part of that
Mhm.
community, what avenue would you like them to use in order to connect with you and let you know they want to become a part of the group?
It's completely open to everyone. We welcome everyone with welcome arms. You can just follow me on either social media. We'll always post when we're doing like group Zoom calls, or if you want
Oh,
to
okay.
just kind of vent with me one on one, or if you're interested in coming on YouTube and kind of just sharing things that you go through. And then there's people that are watching that can have questions for you, that can really want to get them more involved because they're seeing everyone get involved. So it's open to everyone. Like any social media, just reach out to me, just follow us, and I'll always post when we're going to do YouTube series or have Zoom calls or anything like that.
So what does the Zoom calls consist of though? Because
So,
that's not shared with
mhm.
um people, right? Is that live? Like, do you go
So
live
I'll
with
go ahead
that?
and create the link, and then everyone will kind of join in. So I
Okay.
do. So basically, that's just for, just kind of seeing everyone in the community. Like if you're available, you can kind of come in, and we just kind of all like, get to know each other, because a lot of people that join my social media, they're not all in Atlanta. They're from different states. They're even out
Hmm.
of the country. So it's just a way for us to be able to see each other, because it's one thing when you're just in the comments and, you're talking
Yeah.
to each other, but you want to actually see the people and connect with the people that, dang, they're going through this too. And I'm just like, oh, I really love this comment. Like, and then we're all here together and we're just smiling. And that's really kind of the root of it, because mental health is really hard to deal with. So when you're just around so much positivity, it starts breaking that down to where you can express more and get on a journey, to, better yourself and be around people that want that for you as well.
So, why did you decide to even start this community and, these different avenues so people could, have that support system?
So it really came from like a vision from God, because I wanted to know what I was good at, and it was consisted of people just kind of branching towards me and venting to me. And I know, like with mental health, I remember, like, just back from years ago, I remember when I was going through so much things with mental health, and I wish I had someone that would listen to me and, just give me support and, show me love and encouragement and keep me going. So I wanted to do something to make this big, to where we can kind of get this going, so people don't feel like how I felt back in the day, feeling like they have nobody, and there's so
Right.
many of us out here.
Definitely. So, is mental health something that you also um, go through as well? Is that why you also wanted to create
It
a
was.
system?
It was. I will say that it doesn't affect me as much, because I was one of those people that are connected with people who would give me words of encouragement and everything like that. So I would say I'm not where I used to be, and I've, been able to do a lot of growth. So I wanted to share that with other people, because there are still people in that funk and in that hole, and they just don't know the type of resources or the kind of people that can kind of keep you positive and keep you going are actually out there. And we all want to, be able to help each other so we can grow as people.
Definitely. So, do you more so act as the moderator, meaning like if you do feel that there's somebody being disrespectful, maybe on the lives or in the Zoom call, do you help to manage all of that?
I do, but oddly, ever since I've started this, which was in April, I've had no negative feedback. Everyone joins as one. It's all positivity. And even, like, say, when we do like these YouTube series, like, it takes a lot of courage and bravery for someone to actually vent and have people watching you and watching your story and everything that you're going through, and just getting that positive feedback. It breaks down those barriers, and it's like, wow, like, because you thought you were going to be judged and, felt a kind of way, and people were looking at you crazy, and actually people are rooting for you and they're relating to you, and it just makes a real big positive impact. Like, man, this person's going through this, like, I want to be a part of this, like, I want to feel how that person just felt in that moment, gaining all these support from strangers that are now a community that you can come to at any time.
Do you ever look at a support system as a crutch though? Like how can somebody actually grow and develop and get to the point where maybe they no longer have a mental health issue, you know like what is your thought about support groups and how you actually benefit from them?
I think it's awesome, because when you surround yourself with positive people and like life coaches and like different peer mentors and, like communities and venting spaces like this, it puts you kind of in a predicament to where you just have like ongoing positive support, because sometimes like your circle is a big part of, how you are as a person, and you adapt to that. So if you just have someone being negative or have someone treating you unwell, that's going to make you very uncomfortable, versus you can actually vent how you feel, and you're connected with all these different people that want the best for you, that are not judging you, that are there for you. It makes a big difference, and it breaks those walls down.
But if somebody is given words of encouragement, do you feel that it's easier for somebody to give it than say it to themselves? Because if you are able to say, I'm telling you, Mercedes, you are doing just a great job.
Hmm.
How can somebody with a mental health issue be supportive of somebody else that may be struggling with the same thing or something else? That's that to me. That's that thought of, oh, well, just, get your bootstraps and just pull them up and just help yourself out if you can help all these other people.
Hmm.
What's your thought about that?
I think it's just a process of wanting to at least take the steps to grow out of that.
Mm-hmm.
and utilizing the people around you to like, how can, like, what did you do in this moment, or
That's
have
good.
you ever been through this, and 9 times out of 10 there is someone that has, like, say, like, if you're going through a lot of anxiety or something like that, and it would just be like, okay, well, I'm having anxiety, like, what would you do when you had anxiety? Because I did used to have really bad anxiety.
Okay.
I will do something that calms me. I might want to be around my niece and nephew. I may want to just take a warm bath and have a glass of wine and just play music and just relax in those moments to kind of bring that down. And it's all about really like self care as well.
That's good. That's good. And that is definitely the truth. Something that you may be struggling with, you might not even thought about, okay, well, maybe
Mhm.
if I start doing such and such, like
Yeah.
Mercedes did, or like Joe did, then
Hmm.
maybe I can test it out in my life to see if
Yeah.
it will help me. Um, but when do you feel like, do you ever step in or maybe, talk to that individual one on one and say, hey, I think you need to seek professional help?
Mhm. Yes, and I also talk about that in the book. Like, if it's like something to where you're on the verge of like suicidal, that is above me. So but I'm also going to play the resourceful part. Like, look, this is a community. What can I do to help you? I know that I have some contacts that I can reach out to. I have some, some websites or things like that. Some people that actually work in that field that I can refer them to that are happy to help.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
I would just get them more help. Like, I'm not a counselor or, psychologist or doctor or anything like that. Like, I'm just a venting ear and a positive ear and a safe space for you. But medically, I would reach out to people that I know or any resources that I have or do the research to get you that help.
Okay, okay. So now, why did you actually decide to write Safe Talk Bible?
Because I wanted to widen my audience, and I know that mental health is so big, and I wanted to, how do you say, because it used to impact me, so bad. I wanted to make this a thing because, when I felt like this, I could use a laugh or two. I could use some emotional, support or some encouraging words. So that was kind of why I wanted to create that.
So now, how does this look like in a form of a book? Can you, walk us through your book?
Yeah, so it has like just a different life topics that can, affect our mental health significantly, whether it's just dealing with different friendships or relationships or, financial or, judgment, um, and things like that. So basically, I wanted to also empower in faith. It's got words of encouragement and life topics that everyone can relate to widen that, to get more people to join, the Safe Talk community, and to get more people talking about mental health. And it's also been formed into a way where it's actually a good read and there's actually some laughs in there. So really the goal of all of it is to really kind of put a smile on your face and like keep you positive in the moments that you seem to feel, so negative and so low. So just if you feel like just a little happiness for a moment, like sometimes that makes a big difference.
Hmm. So now I know you actually shared with us that you did struggle with really bad anxiety. Was there any other things that you struggled with that would fall under mental health?
Sometimes really like a lot of anxiety. Sometimes it would be depression, maybe, just being surrounded around people that may be like verbally abusive and things like that. So I really had to kind of dig deep and decide, well, when I'm at my happiest, like what are those moments?
Hmm.
And I find that to be people that want the best for me, the people that offer advice and, that are resourceful, that want me, to be happy, that don't judge you, that, say like, you can talk to me about anything and, you know, just things like that. And that made me feel like it helped. Like it did help a lot. It
Hmm.
did help a lot. And where I am now, like I'm not that, 20 something year old girl that I used to be. Like now, as shy as I used to be and like trying to build confidence. Like now I'm creating something to where, I'm doing interviews and I'm actually speaking to people and I'm doing series. Like it built me up,
Yeah.
to grow me as a person. And it actually just naturally, I was able to come out of that, or it's very rare that I slip back into that.
Hmm. But when you do find yourself slipping back into it, what are some of the tools that you implement in your life so that you don't just continuously just go down that hole?
Hmm. Staying in the solution, um, taking a personal day, gathering my thoughts,
Hmm.
um, having my moment, but not staying into that, and not, letting things that I can't control just consume all of me. Like I try to think of like, what can I do to change this? What can I do to help this? What can I do to alternate my mood? And that's kind of how I, go forward. When I experience, those symptoms coming back.
Yeah, yeah. So now I know you actually talked about the benefit of surrounding yourself with, positive people, people that's really there for your good. Was it difficult for you to have to break off those relationships that you had that were toxic to your health?
Mhm. It was sad, but when like as time goes by
Hmm.
and like you start meeting other people and like connecting with other people and just growing into like the new you start to love it and you don't have any regrets when you think back to what you could have been surrounded by and what you could have been doing. Like there is a big difference than people that treat you negative and then people that treat you positive.
Hmm.
And so you have to be able to be firm and be able to pick and choose what you want in your life, what's bringing you down and how you want to get out of that. Like you have to be able to make those decisions so you don't affect your mental health and your well-being, and be surrounded by anything that brings you down, because honestly life is just way too short for that. And
Right.
stress can take us down. It can even kill us,
Hmm.
so life is way too short for that.
Yeah, that is so true, and it kind of like sneaks up on you,
Hmm.
because just going through multiple things within your life. You can
Hmm.
have just your profession, or
Hmm.
family and friends, and
Yeah.
then also sometimes we're our own worst enemy, because
Right.
our mind will tell us one thing when it's not the truth. um but if somebody grew up, and I always think about this, if a person grew up with being surrounded by negative people, how would they know as an adult that this is not healthy? What do you think?
I think it's a feeling.
Hmm.
Like for example, like for me, just growing up in the projects and not being, at the best schools and being surrounded by people that just wanted to do negative things. Like if you're bullying someone or picking on someone, there's no good that I felt that came from that. It actually made me sick and it turned me off. But these were all the people that I was surrounded by. So that's why
Hmm.
I'm like, you know what? This is not what I want to be like. So what can I do to
Hmm.
excel? So when I would face all of that in high school, when I got out of there, I decided like, okay, I'm going to go to college. I don't want to graduate and stay in the streets or be
Yeah.
fighting or joining gangs. I made a decision that I wanted to be better than that. And
Hmm.
so I decided to take the education route.
That's good. That's good.
Mhm.
If you're just now tuning in, we are talking to Mercedes Special Brown, and she is talking to us a lot more about her book called
Mhm.
Safe Talk Bible. If you're just now tuning in, make sure you give us a virtual shout out. Let us know you are tuning in. Also, make sure you go ahead and share this video now so that more people will know about Mercedes and her book. Also, don't forget to go to that dollar sign right there next, right there in the description box, because that's actually where you can read the book summary of Mercedes' book as well. So I'm definitely happy to hear that you've created a community like this and also written a book. But with mental health being, so prevalent and a buzzword for us, did that ever intimidate you in writing a book with so many other authors writing books on mental health?
Yes, it did. But I wanted to fight through that fear of like someone may do it better than me. I feel like, once you're putting your craft into the world and you're giving it everything that you got, it's irrelevant what they're doing. Like, what is the feedback that you're getting directly towards you?
Yeah, that's good. And I think that that's awesome because nobody can tell your story like you
Yeah.
can tell your story.
Hmm.
And another thing, viewers, if you're interested in sharing your story, if you feel like you just have a story burning inside of you, make sure you go to the description box because actually, Justjae The Bookplug is listed in the description box. So make sure you go ahead and reach out to her because she also helped Mercedes
Yeah.
with writing her book. Just give us a little bit of what to expect when people are working with Justjae. Mercedes, please.
They can expect professionalism. She knows what she's doing. She works with you financially. And she's also positive, and the things that you don't know or don't know where to begin with, she knows. She's a well-published author. She has many certifications, many books out, so she knows her stuff. So whatever you don't know, she will know, and she
That's
will
good.
help you get through this. She will help you plan everything, your book signing, and how to put together your products, and review your transcript and everything like that, and do the edits for you. Like, she's pretty awesome.
That's good. And the reason why I ask authors this to shout out good resources and people and companies because so many times I've been hearing an author say, "I'm telling you, I was burnt, Martinique. Don't ever." I tell people never to use that company again. So I really want individuals to know who is legit, who they can really
Yes.
benefit from working with. Shout out to Taekwon. He said thank you so much for this. This is so insightful. Taekwon, make sure you go
Awesome.
ahead and share this video now so that more people will know about Mercedes. So Mercedes, what do you want readers to learn after reading your book?
So after reading the book, what I want them to take from it is there's going to be so many different obstacles that we go through in life. And I just want people to know that you can get over everything. Everything's one day at a time. Just stay positive, try to stay in the solution, and just try to come out of like what you can't control, and don't be, afraid to tell your story and, put yourself out there, like for me, like this took a lot, for me to even like put together. Like there's days I'm still, fight through fear because I get so nervous with even just doing things like this. But the only way through it is to do it anyway.
That's
And next
good.
thing
You
you
are
know,
doing so good.
I'm trying, but I know, like, sometimes I get nervous, but like I'm human, and but I'm making the decision that I want to get better at this. So I'm going to do it anyway.
That's
So I'm
good.
doing it. And
That's
I
good.
want people to be able to take these steps and just fight through these fears that you have, fight through your mental health, and just try to like really get on a journey to where you can really, really be happy. Because like I said, life is just really, really short, and you don't know what brings, of tomorrow. So do everything that you love and focus on being happy than focused on being sad or being down. So that's why really the book, like, it gives you a lot of laughs, it gives you encouragement. It's all about positivity. And that's what I want people to take from it.
That's good. That's good. So, one thing that I would like you to talk to our viewers about is because you've said this a couple of times, stay in the solution. What does that mean?
So basically, when I got that from my mom,
Okay.
because what I mean by that is like, don't like say like if something happens, or that something very drastic happens, like don't try to like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened, or just stay down, or like I just need to be by myself for like a couple days, and being depressed and just trying to just stay in bed. Like when you do that, that does not change anything. So you have to kind of stay in the solution and think like, what can I do to fix this? is it fixable? Can I reach out to someone that can help me with this? Like, what are my options? If I have options, then you want to stay in that solution. You don't want to just feel like it's out of your control when
Mm-hmm.
you can make decisions to get some assistance and make it better. The world is not over when something drastic happens, especially if it's something that can be fixed. We try to stay in that phase where we think this it can't be solved. Most things can be solved.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's good. And I feel like, have you ever thought about doing um, motivational speaking?
Yes, I'm working on that. I'm actually
Yeah.
working on that.
You would be great.
Yeah, so I want to perfect my craft, and I want to grow, and I want to do, workshops, and I want to be
Yeah.
face to face with everyone. And, I'm working on myself every day. You have to start somewhere, and I want everyone to do that because
Mm-hmm.
where I was, from where I started, like around all this negativity and where I am now, I'm super proud of
Mm-hmm.
myself just being an author and a life coach and actually getting a degree. I didn't think I would graduate high school. And
Mm-hmm.
here I am in life, and I'm just doing all these things
Yeah.
and just staying in my faith, and like life is really changing for me, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
enjoying that. And if I would have just not focused on what I could do to come out of these situations, because I feel like I could have just stayed, back in those days, like, well, this is what everyone else is doing, let me do that. I said, what can I do to make myself better?
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Mm-hmm.
important.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that the difficult thing though is though taking those steps.
Yeah.
What is the benefit of actually writing down your goal? Because it's the new year's coming, everybody's about to start having these vision boards. I believe vision boards are
Yeah.
great, but I think it's even more beneficial to write down the steps
Yes.
that you'll take.
Me too.
How do you think that that would be helpful to someone who is, just trying to get them to a place where, maybe they don't struggle with X, Y, and Z so much?
So I would say probably yes, write it down so it's in front of you, and then also make a plan, because I know personally for me, it was everything to me to where I wrote a goal down, I made a plan, I got it done, and that cross off means the world. It's like
That's
you
good.
you actually did it. Like it's the cross off.
Uh-huh.
It's the cross off.
Come on, Mercedes.
It's the cross off. When you
Yes.
make a list of things you want to do and then you get it done. Like, even when I was working, I said, what, I want to be a life coach, like just being in school, reading all these books and doing these exams. And
Mhm.
it was stressful. But when I finished the exam and then the A came back, crossed off. And then
Mhm.
you get that certificate in the mail, you hang it on your wall, like you did it. You could have wrote it down and been scared and did nothing.
Yeah.
But you got to actually put the plan into effect and like just do it. And that's what I mean by like fight through fear. Do it anyway. No
Mhm.
matter how you feel, no matter how your body's feeling, do it anyway.
Mhm. So now, what self-talk would you actually do to push yourself to continuously do something when you did not want to do something?
Hmm. That's kind of like the same thing I feel. I feel like if you don't feel like doing it, you don't want to do it, you got to do it anyway. You
Hmm.
gotta you gotta fight through that. Like if you really really want something, you gotta make it happen. You gotta take the steps.
Hmm. Hmm.
You gotta
So
try.
yeah, you definitely have to put effort for it. And I definitely am someone that really is into timing things. So I'm like, Martinique, I know you don't feel like doing it, but just do 30 minutes today.
Yes. Hmm.
Yeah, and I'll set my timer and everything. Now, one of the things that you actually mentioned was faith. So, how did faith help you with your mental health and helping you move past it?
Um, because I felt like when I would go through it as much back in the day, I wasn't being as prayerful as I am now.
Hmm.
And just doing little things as far as like reading the Bible and just reading scriptures and just the positivity of that. That's why I wanted to also, you know, put that platform of God and Safe Talk Bible as well. And that's where the Bible part comes from, because I said a prayer. I asked, what am I good at? I got a vision of what I wanted to do,
Hmm.
and it happened. So it made me really confirm, like, okay, this is really real. Like, God is real. If you ask for something, you know, you'll get it. It's not going to be on your time, but it'll be at a point in time. And when this came to me instantly, I've never had a feeling like that before. So I was in bed and I was actually feeling really sad. And after that prayer, and I got the whole vision in my head, I actually stood up and I was on my laptop and I was writing ideas and I was doing ideas and I was like, let me write a book. I have no, I was not the best with writing classes, or I had like C minus. Like I don't know where it came from. Like it just came through me. Like I don't know. I can't like explain it. And but I know that God has something to do with that. So I wanted to incorporate that in my book.
So now, do you have any sections in your book just for notes or anything?
I do not, but I do have some journals that I'm putting together
Oh,
to be
nice.
able to share with everyone in the community. So, and everyone that joined. So I'm actually working on that right now, actually with Jay.
Excellent. So now you all don't forget, go to that description box and follow Mercedes on Facebook and her Instagram. Also, don't forget to subscribe to her YouTube channel, and all of those links are listed in the description box. So I know you talked to us about, working on becoming a motivational speaker as well as your journals. What's next for you as an author and your Safe Talk brand?
What's next for me as an author? Probably a book too, because there's so many things that I want to talk about, but I just didn't want to cram it all in one. But it will also be like a good exercise for me to be able to get some more of my ideas out and make a book too. So definitely another book is next for me. As far as Safe Talk, I'm going to keep trying to widen my audience, and I'm going to try to keep building and saving, because I actually want to get to a point where I can host workshops and I can actually travel to different states and different countries and actually meet everyone and connect with everyone and keep it going viral so that we can expand and really support each other in the community.
Yeah, that's excellent. So I know that you said that this is your first book, and this is a question that I always enjoy hearing the response to from the authors that's on the show. What have you learned about yourself as you went through this journey of becoming a published author?
What I learned about myself is that things that I thought that I would never be able to do, I can do it. And I've also learned that there's really power in actually taking your ideas out of your head and actually just putting it somewhere, or, you know, in a book or in a drawing, and just like expressing that and being open with that. It's just a big deal.
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of like I'm still honestly like in the jitters of everything. Like I can't believe this. Like I am an author.
Yeah.
I've built a community and people support me, and it's
Yeah.
just so much positive feedback. I'm actually still going through those jitters since I,
And
I can't even put it into words.
what month did you actually release the book?
October.
Oh wow,
It's fresh.
that
It's
was
fresh.
like yesterday.
It's fresh.
That is so
Yeah.
good. How did you handle though people or family and friends that didn't support you by purchasing a book? What did that look
Um,
like for you, and how did you feel about that?
Um, honestly, it just kind of like showed like I've had support from like my immediate family, and I actually have like a whole bunch of people, friends that I've always supported over the years, and
Hmm.
there's still people it's like, "Oh, just give me a free book," or actually they haven't even purchased at all. But
Hmm.
the people a part of like Safe Talk, and like I said, my immediate family and Jay, the people that see the vision, they supported me, and that meant a lot to me. And it really kind of pushed me towards it. Like you see who's in your corner, and then you see who's not.
Hmm. Hmm.
So the old me probably would have been really sad, like, no, my friends, nobody's buying my book. But because of the people that did buy my book and all the positive feedback and the reviews, like I didn't even think about that because
Hmm.
I had them. And I
Mhm.
had my family and the people that really truly supported me and that mattered to me, because I'm also working on a phase of, if there's any chance that is trying to make me feel negative, I don't want to go back down that route. So
Yeah.
I'm going to stay positive, and I'm just
Mhm.
going to ignore it, and I'm not going to let it get me down, because that feeling, it doesn't feel good to be sad or depressed
Mhm.
or down. It doesn't feel good at all. There's nothing feels good about it.
Definitely, definitely. Now, if you guys want to support Mercedes with her book, you can do that a couple of ways. You can actually go to the description box and you can click on that link that's right there next to the dollar sign. Actually, it's below your screen as well. You can purchase it on Amazon.com. If you know somebody that is struggling with mental health issues, this book may be able to help them as well, to point them in that right direction, also to
Mhm.
introduce them to the Safe Talk community that Mercedes has started. You can gift it to them, or if you feel that you need it for yourself, go ahead and we'll give you permission to gift it to yourself as well. Another way that you can also support Mercedes is by sharing this live stream, so that
Mhm.
more people will know about Safe Talk Bible as well as her community. And make sure that you go ahead and follow her on Facebook and her Instagram, and subscribe to her YouTube channel as well. Make sure you tell your family and friends about this awesome community that Mercedes has actually created to help individuals to be able to
Mhm.
create that support group that
Yeah.
we definitely need. I know I was reading at my job, they actually have like seasonal depression. And so, like, yeah, so this weary weather, depending on where you live, can definitely be depressing to some people, as well as the holidays. Many
Yeah.
times the holidays is, maybe this is the first time that you're having Christmas or New Year's without one of your loved ones. So that can definitely be a depressing time as well. And um, just make sure that you go ahead and read the summary and see if this book is something that can help to pull you through
Mhm.
as well, because we all need tune-ups.
Yeah.
We all need have those moments where we're feeling down, but you don't have to stay down. I'm
Mhm.
really encouraged by Mercedes, and I hope that this interview has definitely encouraged you as well, and really just introduced you to a phenomenal woman, Mercedes S.
Thank
Brown.
you.
Mercedes, thank you so much for being on the show. If anyone is interested in writing their own story, make sure you go to that description box and reach out to Justjae. Let her know that you saw or heard about her on Authors to Know and Their Books to Read. If you are an author yourself and you're interested in being on the show, make sure that you go to this website that's listed at the bottom of your screen. We definitely hope that you guys have a great remainder of the night, and we will talk to you all later.